welcome this morning to our London conference. This is the second Locals conference that we've had. The first one was down in Salisbury, and the theme was the Magna Carta. And of course this one is London, and here we all are. Now, if you are without hope for London, then I would say you should come here and see the gathering we have this morning, because there are enough people who care about the future of London and their city to make it here on Saturday morning. Thank you so much for that. I think we could probably raise a good national conference on this too. I'm not going to drone on. We've got brilliant speakers here, and I'm so pleased that they have joined us. Just a few words of my own. I was born and bred in London, like my parents, and I think their parents too. I'm sure maybe this is the same story for many of you. Round about the mid-19th century, they came from the land and basically came into the cities and became working-class industrial people. So it's absolutely part of my character. I think my parents, possibly my generation, are the very last to think of a place as being part of their character. But I do. I feel it. So therefore, when it changes, and not just in a nostalgic way, which all cities do, but when it absolutely changes character, that's a cause for some concern, indeed, in my case, bereavement. You know, I love London, and I always have, but, you know, there can be such a thing as unrequited love. And I think that in the case of London, there is a feeling too, and I don't know whether you feel it, but there is a feeling that people like us are really not that wanted in London. I kind of feel that the way in which Londoners are now drawn, the way that they are portrayed, is in a certain sort of way. I don't need to describe it, we sort of alluded to it there on film. And that people who were here and born and bred Londoners are to be sort of indulged a bit, maybe, given the odd St. George's Day little concert with pearly kings and queens, things like that. But ultimately, they're not really any more part of the city than anybody else who maybe arrived last week. So in order to make that work, you have to put in a kind of a narrative of what London is. And in the case of this narrative, it's very much that London was always like this. London was always a city built on immigration. It was always a city of many, many different cultures. They're asking us to actually just deny the evidence of our eyes and our brain and our ears, because it wasn't. When I was born in 1961, London was 97% white British. Now it is 37%. So in one lifetime, that is an unprecedented change. And to think that somehow or other, people are not going to want to talk about that or even be concerned about it is quite unbelievable. Anyway, we are, and I noticed that in the film there, I mentioned that I left London 4 years ago now, I think it is. If you remember the line from Twelfth Night, William Shakespeare, when love goes, what happens next? And it's usually tears and a journey. And I think that that's what actually happened in my case. But this is what gives me hope, actually. We started the New Culture Forum 20 years ago. I wouldn't have thought, I say to you, I wouldn't have thought we would be having a Locals branch conference meeting about London 20 years later, this well attended, and with the kind of influence that we increasingly have on the political sphere in this country. So that's down to you bothering. And I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you also too for the people who've organised today. And we shall reconvene later in the year at our Smith lecture, I'm sure. But in the meantime, I will not be here all day. But in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful conference with these great speakers. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, just whatever you do, don't give up. Don't give up. Thank you very much.